Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AmourologyEd, where we do sex and alternative lifestyle education. My name is Krista. I am your host. If you don't know me, I use she, her, or they, them pronouns. I bring a feminist, disabled, queer, kink, non-monogamous, relationship anarchist, and all-around shameless approach to my education and coaching. So, now that that's out of the way, today we're going to be talking anal. Yay! I'm so excited about this one. So we are going to be talking about it in the context of masturbation, but the things that I do talk about in here can be applied to partner sex as well. Now, with that out of the way, I do have some, I don't have any scheduled events coming up yet, but I am working on some events. So if you're interested in online events right now, whether it be panel discussions, the one that I'm working on right now is a panel discussion and then a how to talk to your children about sex workshop. So if that's something that interests you, be sure to check out my website, AmourologyEd.net. You can find out more information there, or you can join my Facebook group or follow the page at AmourologyEd or any social media. I will post 2 events there anytime. So that's something that interests you. Now, since it is anal week, I'm also going to be plugging one of my merchandise items. So this is my cute little butt plug, my cute little kawaii butt plug. It's a weatherproof vinyl sticker. I make them to order. You can get them in whatever color you want. They come in like really shiny colors too. It's kind of hard to see on this, but this is kind of a holographic-y shiny color. So if that's something that interests you, you can follow the links on my website to get some of these or any other merchandise I may have, or you can search Etsy at AmourologyEd as well. Yay! Let's get on with it. Okay, let's get down and dirty here a little bit. But before we talk about actual penetration of the anus, let's talk about all the wonderful, yummy ways that you can stimulate the anus and all the things kind of within the anus without actually having to penetrate. Yay! So, the perineum is this little area, kind of, if you have a vagina, it's between the vagina and the anus. If you have a penis, it is between the testicles and the anus. So that spot kind of in between that area. This is a wonderful spot because by stimulating this area, if you have a penis, you can actually stimulate the prostate from outside of the body without having to penetrate. If you have a vagina, you can actually stimulate the perineal sponge, which is part of the clitoral complex. The clitoral complex. Wow, I kind of like that, actually. I'm coining that. This is a super fun one to experiment with if you're not really into penetrating or even getting it like on your anus itself. For this one, you can pulse with the pads of your fingertips. You can really push in there. You can get some pressure. You can experiment with pressure. You can move in small circles around those areas. You can put your fist on there and use your fist to kind of pulse that area. You can move slowly, you can move fast, you can use deep pressure, and this can really help to relax the muscles that are inside if you're going towards penetration as well. While penetration of the anus is the main goal for most people, it is not the goal of everyone, and that is totally okay. The good news is that the area just on the anus itself and just inside has the most nerve clusters. So you can get a lot of stimulation without actually having to penetrate that area at all or very deeply if you don't want to. As we're talking about all of this moving forward, I really want you to approach this with curiosity about what your body can do and what it feels like and what does that look like for you and how does that feel for you and so on and so forth. So if you're wanting to explore that area, place your finger over the opening and take a deep breath. Seriously, do it. Take a deep breath. You can feel the anus expand and soften as you inhale. It's really quite awesome. You can feel it contract as you exhale. Not everyone can feel this, so don't worry if you can't. But if you can, then this is really, really good practice for feeling how your anus is going to react to whatever you're doing at any given moment. Also, if you can feel this, you've just discovered one of the easiest ways to make anal penetration easier. Breathe. Deep, slow breaths are going to be what make this the best thing it can be. And really spend some time with that opening. Try any of the external massage techniques that we've talked about in other videos. So you can try stroking it, you can try pulsing, you can try walking, you can try making circles, whatever feels good to you. Really, really live in that area for a while. If you're ready for some penetration and you want to try it, then lube up your finger really well, lube up that area really well, and just place the pad of your finger over the opening. Take a deep breath and let your body invite your finger in. So you want to press as if you're pressing down on a doorbell, just with the pad of your finger. If you have enough lube and if your body is ready to receive that, then your finger should just slide right in. If something doesn't feel right to you, or if you experience any pain, no big deal. Back off, stop. You can always revisit that later. Remember during this to keep breathing. Keep breathing, and you can move your finger in kind of small circular motions. As you do this, you should feel those sphincter muscles relax, and your finger should slide in a little bit further, potentially. Now, there's no need to go any further than this if you don't want to. If you do want to, great. But I also totally recommend living here for a little while. Like I said, the most concentration of nerve endings are right in this area. And so it can be really yummy and delectable to just hold your finger there or hold whatever object you're doing there and just live there for a minute and breathe into it. When you feel ready, you can go a bit deeper, or you can add 2 fingers, or whatever you want to do. Find what works for you. Now here, remember when we said approach with curiosity? Really be curious and relish this moment, because we have a lot of negative thoughts surrounding the anus, and really being here and living and breathing with your exploration of your body can be super powerful for a lot of people. So approach this with curiosity. What does it feel like to move your finger in and out completely, or move it in and then pull out without removing your whole finger? Can you rotate your finger? Can you put pressure in different sides and different areas? Maybe do the clockwork motion. See what that feels like to you. Whew, is it getting hot in here? I had to put up my hair. Okay, let's move on to some anatomy again. So let's talk about the prostate. And I want to caveat this one with a really important message that yes, even straight men sometimes want to have anal stimulation, and that is okay. So, while there's absolutely nothing wrong with being gay, and there's nothing wrong with being straight, all people of all genders sometimes want to explore a little anal stimulation, regardless of your sexual orientation. And you have the right to do this. This is something that you have the right to do for your own body, no matter what anybody tells you. So let's go to our handy dandy pictures. If you're not watching the videos, don't worry. I will tell you everything that I am referring to. So we have the anus, which you can picture if you're not watching. Inside the anus, you're going to feel internally downward to the front of the body for this walnut kind of shaped gland. The sizes vary in some people, and some people, particularly older people with penises, have a more enlarged prostate. The gland is usually a little deeper than 1 or 2 knuckles deep. If you can feel your prostate, you may be able to feel 2 distinct lobes of the prostate with a sulcus in between, so a kind of skin tight kind of in between. If you stroke your prostate towards the sulcus, this is the motion that's used to kind of milk the prostate. So think of like milking that towards that sulcus, being very gentle and increasing that pressure as you go if it feels good to you and you keep getting aroused. For vagina owners, this can also stimulate some of the internal clitoral anatomy that's kind of all throughout there. It doesn't look like that if you're watching the videos, but you can imagine the internal clitoral anatomy. So really kind of play in there a little bit and see what feels good to you. There's also one thing that we talked about on the internal vaginal video is the P spot or the perineal sponge, which you can also stimulate anally. So you can stimulate it through this perineum, or you can stimulate it inside, kind of back here on the backside of the cervix, and stimulate it internally as well. And so again, this is going to be kind of similar to where you're feeling for the prostate on a penis owner, is where you're going to be feeling for the perineal sponge on a vagina owner. Isn't anatomy fun? Okay, so I know anal masturbation might seem kind of weird at first and might feel a little bit uncomfortable, but I do recommend sticking with it a little bit and really taking the time to feel your body out and work with your body at a pace that it wants to go when you're doing this. Also, a great way to kind of throw down those walls as far as your anus goes is to double dip a little bit, no matter what body you have. Again, if you do have a vagina, though, keep your hands separate. You don't want to get a bacterial infection. But play with your vulva, play with your clitoris, play with your vagina, play with your penis, play with your testicles, whatever you want to do, whatever you're normal doing, but explore that anus a little bit at the same time. It can be super fun. Okay. That is everything I have for today. Next week, I'm actually going to talk about transgender bodies a little bit when it comes to masturbation. I had a kind of dream the other night that told me that I wasn't paying a lot of love to my transgender people. And so there are some people that have penises that look like vaginas or vaginas that look like penises. And they need to know how to masturbate and stimulate those areas too. So that's going to be my next video. After that, I have been feeling like my videos have been getting a little long and there's just a lot to cover and I'm real sorry, but I think what I'm going to do is go back over some of the videos that I've already done and break them up into spots. So for instance, with this video, I will do a video on hygiene, and a video on the prostate, and a video on anal stimulation for vaginas. So on and so forth. So you can look for that coming forward, but for now you're ahead of the curve. So that's great. I love it. As always, you can find me at AmourologyEd.net. You can find me at AmourologyEd on any social media. You can join my Facebook group. You can join my Patreon. I have Patreon as little as $1 a month, and it just says that you're listening and that you like this content and you're wanting to give back because it's helped you in some way. And that would be really nice. And I would really appreciate that. Also, there's cool perks that come with that. So check that out. You can like and subscribe. You can tell a friend. All that great stuff. If you have any questions or have any suggestions for videos, please feel free to reach out to me at Krista@AmourologyEd.net. We'll link to all of that in the show notes. Thank you so much.